I had a long layover, exactly 22 hours, while traveling from Shanghai to Venice, Italy, with Emirates Airlines. And I thought, 22 hours, that's way too long to just stay in a hotel or at the airport doing nothing. So I decided to turn it into a challenge. Can you explore Dubai, see its highlights, and actually have a great time, all for under $100? That's how this little adventure began. My flight landed at 12 p.m. By 12:30, I was already on the metro heading to my hotel. The ride was fast, clean, and modern. The metro ticket cost me just 4 United Arab Emirates dirham, which is about $1.09. In just 15 minutes, I arrived at the hotel, and they were kind enough to let me check in early at 1 p.m. Most hotels around the world only allow check-in after 3, so that was a great start. I was surprised at how good and clean the hotel was, especially considering I only paid 47 Canadian dollars and 61 cents, around $34.45. I didn't book it far in advance either, only about 3 days before my trip. Even though I had been checking prices for over a month, they didn't change much. It was the perfect place to drop my bags and freshen up before heading out. At 1:15 p.m., I went to a nearby mall because I wanted to buy a kandura, that's the traditional long white tunic, and a gutra, the headscarf, to take some memorable photos while I was in Dubai. But the price shocked me, $165. That would have blown my entire challenge budget. Luckily, just outside, I found a store called Giftland, and there I was able to buy a gutra for only 17 United Arab Emirates dirham, or about $4.63. If you want both the kandura and gutra, they sell them together for 45 AED, or roughly $12.25. That was a much better deal, and I was happy to find something that fit the spirit of the trip without overspending. By 3 p.m., the tour guide arrived at my hotel to pick me up for the desert safari. The drive to the desert took about an hour, and we picked up another small group along the way. The package I booked on Get Your Guide cost just 23 euros, about $27, and included dune bashing, a camel ride, and sandboarding. I also decided to add the quad bike option, which brought my total to $54.12. And believe me, that was the best decision. When we arrived, the staff helped me adjust the gutra I had bought earlier. They also offered cold bottled water, as much as you wanted, which was a nice touch and included in the package. We started with the camel ride. Even if you're traveling solo, they'll usually pair you with another person. It was my first time riding a camel, and it was definitely a unique experience. The ride lasted about 15 minutes, just enough to enjoy the desert scenery and get some great photos. Next up was the quad bike. Some people didn't pre-book it, but you can still buy your ticket on site if you change your mind. It's a bit more expensive that way, so I recommend adding it in advance. At first, I hesitated to buy it because I thought it might push me over my budget, but it turned out to be completely worth it. Riding across the open desert dunes, feeling the sand kick up under the tires, and seeing the endless horizon, it was incredible. After that, we hopped into a 4x4 for dune bashing. The drivers are professionals, so even when it feels a little scary going up and down the dunes, you're in safe hands. The ride lasted about 20 minutes and ended at a tall sandhill where we got to try sandboarding. There were 2 slopes, one easier and one more challenging, and it was a perfect way to wrap up the desert adventure. Being out there, surrounded by golden dunes as the sun started to set, was something I'll never forget. Around 7 p.m., we started heading back to the city, and by 8 p.m., we arrived. But my day wasn't over yet. I mentioned to my tour guide that I was only in Dubai for a stopover, and he suggested visiting the Burj Khalifa. He was kind enough to drop me off nearby. Seeing the world's tallest building up close at night was breathtaking. I spent about 30 minutes there, just taking in the view and the energy of the city. Then I walked over to the Dubai Mall, the biggest mall in the city, and I couldn't believe how lively it was at 9 p.m. The mall stays open until midnight every day, and inside you'll find everything from luxury shops to an ice rink right in the middle of it. After walking around for a while, by 10:30 p.m., I decided to head back to my hotel. I arrived around 11 p.m., completely exhausted after flying in and spending the entire day sightseeing. But honestly, it felt amazing to finally lie down and rest after such a full day. Here's the breakdown of what I spent. Hotel, $34.45. City tax, $4.08. Desert safari with quad bike, $54.12. Gutra, $4.63. Metro and transportation, around $2.18. My total spent was $99.46, just under my $100 challenge budget. The only thing I didn't include in that amount was food, because everyone's preferences are different. Some people like to splurge a bit, others prefer to keep it simple. If you're traveling on a budget, you can find meals in Dubai for around $8 to $15, depending on the kind of place you choose. For example, I went with a fast food option at KFC and spent about $10. You'll also find a big variety of restaurants, from Middle Eastern and Asian food to high-end international dining. So it really depends on what you want. And between the hotel and the desert tour, there was always enough free water to stay hydrated throughout the day. Looking back, I know I made the right choice to explore, instead of just staying in the hotel. Some people told me there are two kinds of travelers, those who rest and those who seize the chance to explore. I'm glad I chose the second one. What about you? Are you the one who rests or the one who dares to explore? Let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel stories.